whatever path you are on, whatever inspired you to come here today, we honor you and we welcome you. And now, our message.
Surprise. Well, it is the love month, so all month long we're going to be weaving in the concept of being the presence of love. Isn't that why we're all here?
Yes.
I mean, I think that could just be the message. This is it. Listen, you're all here to be the presence of love. Go forth. That's it. That is the message. So I have an interesting way of working with spirit, and I thought, okay, I want to pick a title for my talk. What could it be? And so I have lots of decks of cards, you know, inspirational cards, pearls of wisdom. And I have a deck of cards from Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith. And so I picked his cards up and I picked one of the cards and it says, choose or lose. So that's the name of my talk today, choose or lose. And February is the month of the creative process. So I want to share some ideas with you based on the fact that you get to co-create, you get to join in this creative process. You always have. From the very minute you were born, you started breathing. You started engaging in life. You started engaging in this creative process called your life, your evolution. So you've been doing this ever since you were born. And so now we're just waking up to the fact that we can become more consciously aware of the creative process that we're involved in all the time. And here at the Sati Center, our primary text is the science of mind. So we teach ways that you can use your mind to create a better world for yourself. Right? So we're becoming conscious co-creators by watching how we use our mind, how we focus our attention. So I want to tell you a story. And some of you that are in Dr. Pam's class, who's in Dr. Pam's Prosperity Plus class? Isn't that an amazing class? Yes?
Do the next one.
Yeah. So if you missed out, you can join the next Prosperity Plus class. It's an amazing 10-week experiment in prosperity, expanding consciousness work. Anyway, you'll recognize this story probably. So there was a young man that really loved fishing, and he had some time. So he went down to the river, and he cast his line in, and he wasn't having any luck. And he looked down the riverbank, and he saw there was a young girl, and she was casting, reeling in fish, casting, reeling in fish, and he noticed that she would always hold the fish up to this broken off ruler. And he would watch her pull out the fish, hold it up, and if it was bigger than the length of the ruler, she'd throw it back. And so he couldn't figure this out, what kind of philosophy this was of catching a fish, and if it was too big, throwing it back. Isn't it the other way around? So he wandered down and he asked her, why is it that you throw the big fish back? And she said, well, my grandpa taught me to fish, and he always did that, and this is his ruler, this is his stick, so I just do what he had taught me to do, and I catch lots of fish, and it's all good. So later on that day, she went home, and her grandfather had passed away, and her grandma was living with her, and her parents. And so she asked her grandma, why is it that Grandpa would always measure the fish on this piece of wood, and why would he, throw the big ones back? And she never thought of it before, she just did it because that's what she was taught. And the grandma said, because that's the length of our frying pan. So you probably wonder, well, what's that got to do with changing your thinking and changing your life, the co-creation process? So what I ask you is, what kind of thoughts and beliefs do you have that are like that are limiting you? That you're doing something, having a belief, having a thought that's the same old thing and you don't really know why you're doing it. How many frying pan, small frying pan thoughts and beliefs do you have? Because what if she threw that away and just took the big fish home, cut it up, made a fish stew, did something other than fry it in that particular pan? We have an opportunity to look at our beliefs, our old measuring stick beliefs that keep us in a life that maybe we're not that happy with. And we can maybe get rid of those sticks, those old belief patterns that keep us sort of locked into a certain life. Because we're here to talk about creating a life, a bigger life, a better life, a more fulfilling life, a richer life, a more loving life, a more creative life for ourselves, right? No? Yeah. Okay, you're awake. So you have the opportunity to pick and choose your thoughts. And what I know is probably one of the most important things to do in actually working with these laws, this law that responds to you, this law that responds to your every thought, your every word, is by every morning waking up and taking some time to say some affirmative words. Take some time to simply arrive in each morning, in each day, with a more positive outlook. Because how many mornings do you wake up just trying to get hold of that problem you were trying to sort out, or try and think about something that's going to happen in the future that's not even here now? How about just being intentional, slowing down, waking up in the morning, spending some time saying some life-affirming affirmations, setting your intention for the day that you want, the joy that you want to experience, the attitudes you want to show up with, the people that you would like to surround yourself with. I call this living by design instead of living by default. Because so many of us have lived by default most of our lives. We just get up and jump into the rat race and off we go. What about if we take some time and we create a positive environment for ourselves in the morning? Because what that does, when we set positive intentions and we hold our thoughts in alignment with that positive desire, and we hold that thought more than we hold fear and doubt, uncertainty, discontent, sadness. When we hold the positive, what we want, how good it feels, how wonderfully I'm supported, how the world's always on my side, that everything seems to always work out for me. As we start to have a more positive inner dialogue, the universe then matches that. That is the law of attraction. So if we can hold those positive thoughts, if we can back them up, we build up an energetic momentum that feels really, really good. Doesn't it? Doesn't it feel good when you're in that flow and you're not allowing those little seeds of doubt, those voices of the negative, those frying pan beliefs, those small beliefs that keep you stuck in a rut that you don't like? It's like, throw those ones back. Throw those ones back. And stay with those big, expansive ideas of what an amazing world we live in. Those are the thoughts that I want you to choose for you every morning. It's always up to you. You get to choose or you lose. So I'm going to read what Reverend Michael says about choosing and losing. If you're not consciously directing your life, you will lose your footing, and circumstances will decide for you. If you are not thinking for yourself, someone else is thinking for you. Choose for yourself and become free from society's undertow. The universe is ready to support you. So are you living a life that you've chosen, or are you living a life that someone else has chosen? And you're living a life that maybe your family chose, that you sort of just jumped into that and continued with that. So now is the time, and you're the one. You get to choose the life that you want. Dr. Ernest Holmes says, how to create miracles. Because we fail to realize that principle is not bound by precedents, we limit our faith to that which has already been accomplished, and few miracles result. When through intuition, faith finds its proper place under divine law, there are no limitations, and what are called miraculous results follow. So when you open up, when you throw those old belief systems away, when you get rid of the measuring stick and the frying pan, and you allow yourself just to go fishing in the river of life, because isn't life like a river? It's full of opportunities, possibilities, potentialities. And if you're only catching the small fish that fit into your old idea of who you are, and if part of who you think you are is too old, too young, too fat, too thin, not smart enough, don't have the resources, if that's who you think you are, then that's what you get out of the river of life. More of that. So blast all of that open and choose a bigger life that isn't constricted by anyone, anything. You get to choose. You're the answer. Thank you.
Namaste.
So I'd like to close with a prayer. And we use prayer here to direct our faith, direct our flow. So I invite you to open up your heart, engage your mind, let go of any negative thoughts, any old, outdated beliefs that keep one down, and open up to the possibilities and the potentialities that are available in this amazing river of life. So as we engage in this one life, this one presence, this one power that we call spirit, as we see we are all part of this amazing, infinite intelligence, this one incredible process, this system of spirit and mind that we all engage in, let us focus our attention on our intention, which is to choose. So take a moment to identify what you choose this week. What do you choose? What would you love? What would you love to experience this week? Maybe it's something to do with your relationships. You choose to have more flow and ease, more fun. Or maybe it's to do with your job. Maybe you choose more creative stimulation in your work. Maybe you choose more peace and harmony, or more abundance. So focus on what you choose. And let's take a deep breath in together, breathing in. That's how simple it is. That's how we choose. We just breathe it in and breathe it out. And we keep our mind focused on that which we want. And we keep seeing it, imagining it, realizing it, breathing life into it, saying yes to it, and saying thank you. We know what we want. We identify that desire. We think about it. We act in accordance to it. And we say thank you. Thank you, Spirit of Life. Thank you, Spirit of Life, for showing up so perfectly, so abundantly, so gloriously, so creatively. Thank you, Spirit of Life, for giving me an opportunity to express love today. For this I am blessed, and the whole world is blessed. So let's send this prayer out. May all beings, without exception, experience love's presence today and always. And send this out. And imagine this prayer, this blessing going out in waves of light and love. May all beings, without exception, experience love's presence now. I feel it. I know it. I give thanks for it. And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you for blessing us with your presence today and being a part of the Satya Center. You're invited to join Reverend Ali and Reverend Lyle each Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for your dose of connection, inspiration, and co-creation. The Satya Center is located at 795 24th Street, Ogden, Utah. For directions, a map, and our service times, please see our website, thesatyacenter.org. This program was brought to you by the kind donations from the members of the Satya Center. Thank you.